Welcome to Antler Camp Virtual for the class of 2024. My name is Shelby Balzer. I'm the proud principal of Tybee High School. This presentation is going to provide you with lots of details about what to expect when you're coming onto campus. And so I hope that you use your checklist that we've provided. And at the end of this presentation and the other videos that accompany this, that you will feel confident going into that first day on campus. In Kerrville ISD, these are our visions, values, and beliefs. Understand that our job, our sole purpose is to serve students. And so we want to do everything we can to do that well, to make sure that when students leave Kerrville ISD, that they're prepared to become lifelong learners and productive citizens. The profile of a graduate is a poster that you might recognize. It's been in every classroom across the campus for several years now. These are the skills that we want our students to leave. It's not just about content at Tybee High School and in Kerrville ISD. It is about embedding these skills within that content. They're going to be on our campus for the next 4 years. We want this to be a home to them, and sometimes they spend a lot more time here than maybe they do at their own homes. But our end product is this profile of a graduate. Here are the Antler Camp virtual components. So you have on the website posted an introduction video to the entire front office staff and the counseling staff, so you can begin to put names and faces together. This Tybee information is a lot of Tybee 101, what you need to know to get started on that first day and hopefully answer some questions. There is another video about counseling department services and what to expect in terms of transcripts, grades, and how to succeed in high school. I have a strong tradition of Tybee Mountain, and so I believe Mr. Milner made a video that explains that tradition, and it is our hope to eventually take the class of 2024 to the mountain. We also included a campus tour video to help students kind of orient themselves on campus, so that first day will feel less overwhelming. Understand that our purpose, like we said at the beginning, is we're here to help. We want our students to be successful. We have the same goal in mind. And so teachers, support staff, counseling office, front office team, we're all here and available to help assist students as they make this transition and complete their 4 years with us on campus. Please feel free to visit, to call, to email. Our Tybee website is well maintained with lots of updated information. Teacher websites are in progress, updating for the school year to begin. If you don't have Skyward Family Access, we encourage you to have Skyward Family Access. And then, of course, you can follow us on social media, Twitter, at Tybee High School. I encourage you also to follow Kerrville ISD and check out Kerrville ISD's website. 3 basic rules at Tybee High School. We try to make it simple. Our job is to show up here every day and try to get a little bit better. We know that not every day is going to be perfect, but we know that we're going to learn something every day and we're going to seize those opportunities to learn. We want us to have a positive attitude and a good outlook that things will improve, that we are capable of learning and being successful here on campus. And the last basic rule is to take care of each other. We're in this space together. We're fighting the same fight. We have the same outcome in mind. And so we're going to do our level-headed best to be good housemates while we're here. Our goals for you: develop those skills we talked about in the profile of a graduate. We want you to earn 26 credits through an endorsement. And many of you have been introduced to our course catalog and a personal graduation plan, and Dr. Young's video will talk more about that. We want you to attend school every day, either they're on campus or in virtually. We want you to be engaged every single day. There are many opportunities on this campus for post-secondary choices. We will help you pick that next step, whether that be college, career, workforce, or the military. And when you go throughout the years, you'll have lots of opportunities for community service and involvement. There are many, many clubs and organizations on campus for students to connect to. Basic things that you need to know about Tybee High School: our first bell rings at 7:40. We will begin screening this year at 7:15. All of our entrances will be locked until 7:15, with the exception of our cafeteria back bus loop entrance for our early buses and students who might be arriving before that 7:15. Our tardy bell will ring at 7:50. At that point, you should be in your first period class. Our last bell at dismissal is 3:25. We're going to be full on instruction from the first bell to the last. You will hear a bell to ring to start each class, and a bell to ring and to dismiss each class. A warning bell does ring about 1 minute before each bell so that you know that you can move to class on time, and on being on time is expected on campus. We do have a tardy policy. It does reset every 6 weeks. Where do you drop off in the morning? It looks a little bit different than years past, but student parking lot is the parking lot that comes in off Loop 534 at the light. This is where our student drivers and our car riders, who are an alphabet last name A through L. So all student drivers will enter and park in the parking lot and then transition up the student main entrance. If you're a car rider being dropped off, you'll be dropped off in that same parking lot if your last name starts A through L. At the flagpole entrance, if you're a car rider and your last name starts M through Z, you'll drop off at the flagpole, which is that front entrance of the building, and that is where you will be screened to enter. Teacher parking lot is the far parking lot on 534, and it will be a staff entrance only, and buses do drive around our back road and drop off behind the cafeteria. Screening will take place at those entrances starting at 7:15 each day. For parents, if you're coming to campus to visit, the visitor parking lot is located at student parking lot, and that is again the one that is at the light at Loop 534. This is where you will enter and exit if you're coming during the school day, and visitors will also have some screening requirements. Once students are screened, they will be able to move inside the building and fill up in the main halls and into the wings of the building and see teachers if they need to. What areas are off limits outside the building, except for the cafeteria patio during lunch? Our teachers will utilize a variety of outside space and outdoor classrooms, but students will be permitted to be there with supervision. The gym, the theater, band hall, and our athletic areas are not available unless they are supervised by a coach or a sponsor. Tybee High School is a closed campus. We won't accept food deliveries from outside companies. Like, for example, pizza companies will not deliver here. Parents and family may deliver items to the front office. Just understand that we want those to be essential items only, and parents will be screened before they enter the building at the main entrance. And there is space for you to label your student item, and they will pick up at the front office. Speaking of lunch, how will I know what lunch I have? When you receive your schedule on August the 19th, it'll be scheduled by your 4th period class into A, B, or C lunch. If you're not sure, you can always ask one of us. We're happy to tell you what your lunch period is. Where can you go during lunch? We're going to ask you to pick a table the first day. This is a little different than in years past. Those tables will be inside the cafeteria on both sides, out on our patio, and some in our main hall. You'll choose the table, and we want you to stick with that table. So be talking to your friends about what lunch they have and how many people are going to sit at your table. The max this year will be 4 people total. So you'll pick that table, and we'll ask you to stick with that for the year. The library, no food will be allowed in the library, but it is available during lunch, and you're just required to sign in. Scrappy Shack is our PTO snack shack and is available during lunchtime as well. You may attend a teacher's classroom as long as that teacher provides you with permission ahead of time. The free and reduced lunch program, all the forms that you need if your family is going to qualify for free and reduced lunch are available on campus. We are working to move this form to an online enrollment, and we will let you know when that happens. But this is a really great program if your family qualifies. If your student doesn't eat lunch on campus or typically doesn't eat lunch, I still recommend, if your family qualifies, that you go ahead and fill out the form. It can help you with AP course costs, dual course costs, potentially SAT and ACT fees, and down the road scholarships and grants for your post-secondary college, career, or military readiness. If you have any questions about this free and reduced lunch program, please don't hesitate to reach out to an administrator for help with the application. Additional things you need to know, we will not issue lockers this school year. We typically don't issue many anyway. Student athletic and fine arts lockers will be handled by their individual programs. Students are permitted to carry their backpacks with them all day at Tybee High School, We want them to carry their supplies for class with them, and at this point, avoid sharing them when possible. The lunch pin is the same one that you've always used. If you've forgotten it, we can let you know what that lunch pin is. If you're new, we'll help you get started on that first day. We do have a lost and found at Tybee High School, so at any point in the school year you lose something, it most likely will make its way to our office, so please check at the front office in our lost and found. Clinic, we have a nurse available. If you need to see her, a teacher will issue you a pass to attend to the clinic. All medication, both over the counter or prescription, should be in the clinic. Please do not carry any medication with you on campus. Absences, we want you here as much as possible. We want you to bring a note if you're not able to be here. The attendance law requires at the high school that you're here 90% of the time to earn credit. So we don't want to be in that situation. We want you, obviously, if you're sick, to stay home. But we also want you to be on campus and learning. And that same attendance law applies for both virtual and in-person instruction. The dress code has not changed. The thing that's added is at this time, masks are required in the building. And we just want to make sure those masks are school appropriate. The extracurricular handbook is updated on the website. If you're representing Tybee High School in an extracurricular activity, athletics, fine arts, ROTC, etc., you might want to check out that activity handbook that applies to you. Electronics, phones, computers, you're responsible for what you bring to school. We are a bring your own device campus, which means your teachers will give you instructions on how to use that device in class and when it's appropriate, and we'll expect that you follow their instructions. Topics that will be covered in class meetings in the first few weeks. We will be going over the student code of conduct in a little bit more detail, our P3 campus program, which is the anonymous reporting system for school safety, David's law and implications on discipline. We will revisit social media use. We encourage all of our students to use social media for positive and avoid using it for negative, and then just to consider the consequences of using social media poorly. We mentioned the extracurricular handbook, which does include our drug testing policy, and I encourage you to look at that policy if that activity handbook applies to you. Several Tybee traditions. There is a Tybee traditions tab on our website. Tybee Fight Never Dies, the most common of those, the little TFND. We don't give up, we won't give in. That goes along with our profile trait of having a lot of grit. And so just know that we live and breathe that here on this campus. The bench you see in the picture, it says it's a good day. We recognize that they're not all great days, but they're all good days, and some are just better than others. And so we want you to be encouraged by our bench that was left by one of our buddies a few years ago. We encourage you to check out the short video from the counseling office that will tell you about transcripts, credits, and schedules, and how to make a schedule change request. We do use Naviance here on campus to help you with college and career prep, and what they can do to help offer you support and assistance. Their doors are open. So check out that short video. We've put together a top 10 list of advice. These are from students that have gone before you. Things that they think you should know that they wish somebody had told them. We update this periodically, but just to know that your freshman year counts, you're making a tough transition, that people here really want to help. Your future is your responsibility. Some really good tips in these two lists. Sign up for extracurricular activities. There's lots of choices, and you can make new friends here. Make sure you know the school rules, avoid discipline issues, and my favorite at the bottom, enjoy the high school experience. Each day is a new day. Let's do everything we can to make it great. Don't forget our rules. Pretty simple. Show up, have a good attitude, and take care of each other. We're going to work hard to impress those upon you throughout the school year. We do have a PTO that's active. They do a lot of things to help support teachers and students. So if you're interested in that, the form is on our website. We encourage you to reach out and join. Looks a little different at the high school than maybe in some of the elementaries or secondary schools, but you definitely can be part, and we want you to encourage you to join the PTO. Last thing on the list, make sure we're doing everything we can to be a graduate in 2024. These next 4 years will go by very quickly. We're excited to begin with a new class. It is always a joy to get to the finish line of this race and to do so with all those characteristics and lots of content intact. If you have any questions about Tybee High School, we invite you to join our Zoom on Wednesday, August the 12th. There will be a Zoom link in the email that was sent about Antler Camp, and you're welcome to join us live, answer questions by myself and Ms. Arns, our associate principal. We're happy to help make this transition a smooth one. We appreciate your time, and we look forward to seeing you in person very soon.